Hello class, it's Geek Talk Teacher here, Mr. Kayasta. I am going to showcase how to use Google Drawings for today's tutorial. If you'll notice, I'm already got drawings loaded up over here. Where mine has no title, yours will be provided for you through Google Classroom. So you should see your name listed right over here. Another thing I'd like to point out now, so we don't get ahead of ourselves, is under page setup. You'll notice I already have this custom format for you to fit 8.5 by 11. If we need to print any of these images for your brand or your project, we have that already set. So please don't change the dimensions, because then if we print it, it gets a little goofy. All right, moving past that, I would imagine that many of us need to deal with shapes to create our own image for branding purposes. So you all know that my daughter likes cats. I'm going to try and come up with a generic version of a cat with a circle and two triangles, just for the sake of this argument. So where do I go? If you take a look, this icon right here with the circle going into the square, it says shape when I highlight over it. You can choose there to go for shape. So I want to choose a circle. I'm going to click somewhere in the center of my screen. There we go. So I got a circle. Another place to go other than shapes is if you went into Insert, Shape. Sorry, I got lost there. Shapes, and then so I could also go this way. Either one works. I'm going to choose a triangle now. Triangle. And I'd like to get another one, so I'm just going to copy this one when I move it over. Let's see, get the circle in the center. If I want to duplicate anything that I've created, I'm going to just hit Control C, which I just did, and now Control V puts another triangle out there. So we have it. Let's line that up. Now you're probably wondering, wait a second, that doesn't quite fit the dimensions. So either I need to make the triangles smaller, or the face of the cat, which is a circle, bigger. I'm going to go that route. Now notice I stretched it. I made a mistake. How can I fix that? If you hit Control Z, it will undo it. And if I just wanted to make the whole thing bigger, just stretch it out. All right. Does that effectively look like a cat? Probably not. I'm going to pretend for this example that I'm done with my imaging. You guys can obviously take time to create your own. But if this were my brand or my image and I wanted to have different colors, and you know what those colors are. So for instance, this is going to be patriotic. I'm not sure why, but I want to have a red background. I want to have white ears, and I want to have a blue face. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change some of that now. So blue face, if you look, I just highlighted the one shape in question right now, and that is this little fill color icon. I wanted that blue, so I'm going to make that blue. The white ears, I'm going to change so that they are white. And now for the background, you can do this a couple different ways. What I find to be easiest, we already know how to zoom in and out of screens, but I'm going to just refresh it. Control minus will take us out and zoom out. Obviously, Control plus puts us back in. So I'm going to create a text box that will cover this entire screen and make that red as my background. And I'll show you guys how to do that. So when I get in, I'm going to highlight everything. I'm just going to go corner to corner, like so, and change the color to red. Oops, see, there's a good mistake. I didn't want to do that. I wanted the background to be red. So, new text box. Here, let me show you what I'm doing. I go in, I'm going to choose Insert Text Box. Now I'll zoom back out. Drag the text box over the entire canvas. Like that, almost, maybe. And we're going to change. All right, so the text box there, I would like to change fill color to red. Oh no, it covered my images. We can fix that. If you go to Arrange, Order, the most recent change that I did was making the background, or making my screen in that text box red. I'm going to choose the last option here where it says Send to Back. So it's sending it behind every image that I've already created. If I choose that, it shoves it to the back where my shapes are still in the front now. And what I'd like to show you guys last, once you have this organized in a location and a place that you are happy with in terms of visuals, you can group these images together. So let's say you and your classmates decide that you're going to have multiple images of this cat on the same screen. What you can do, just highlight the shapes that you have here. And I'm going to choose my 3 shapes. I'm holding down Shift while I click on all 3 of those. So again, I'll show you again. So if I click, hold down Shift now, click, hold down Shift, click, you've got them all together. I want to group them. So again, Arrange and Group, or you can shortcut with Control-Alt-G like it says. What that does is it makes this all one image. So if I wanted multiple cats, now let's say I messed up and I want to have 2 cats, not just one, Control-C, and I'm going to paste that back in, and there I go. I have 2 of these maybe not so lovely patriotic cats that are listed here. All right, so what else can I do? Once you have your image set up, your background set up, the colors the way that you would like, obviously don't use this as a true example. You can add in text. So I can choose a text box here, and if I wanted to put in my daughter's Natalie, so Natalie's patriotic, and maybe this is cat food that she's creating, cat food. You can obviously change your text just the way you would in any other Google Doc, Google Slides. Just change it the way that you would in any other program. I want to make it bold. I want to underline it. I want to change the color, maybe to a yellow. I don't know why. That's our background, so we're good. One other thing that I wanted to mention that I've noticed some kids use is word art. This is a very nice way to change your text. So I'm going to do the same thing and say dog food. Or I'm sorry, cat food. Cat food. And if you wanted to change the color, change the script, change the font, you can also do that as well. If you want to squish it down, you can resize things as such. Remember, if you choose something and you want to undo it, just Control-Z and it goes right back. Once you have everything ordered the way that you would like, which again, mine is not done, but let's pretend it was, what I would like to showcase to you guys, instead of having to go through this and share it again over and over with your classmates, if you go to File and then Download As, you can, I would suggest a JPEG because then you can insert it if you wanted to create a brochure, if you wanted this to fit in as part of something that you're doing on paperwork, on a poster. You can just have this all as one set image.